Hey guys, it's LJ Halloween, and today we will be unboxing and setting up Bobby Strings. We got them today at the Plano, Texas store. They had two and there is one left, so if you're local and you want him, make sure to go get him. Here is the front of the box. Awesome art with Bobby Strings on it. The top of the box with some Spirit Halloween logo text. Here is the right side of the box with a few details and pictures of him. Here is the back side of the box with a few more details and his whole story. Pause if you want to read that. And now, his last side of the box with only one picture and, again, some more details on it. Let's take a look at what's inside this box. And before opening this box, the handles do have tabs to make it easier, which is awesome. Opening up the box, we can see that they have given this piece here a little handle, which makes things very convenient for us. So looking inside, we can see his head, his shoe, and we can also see the mechanism, which includes just a bunch of pulley systems, and it looks awesome. So starting off with our first parts, this is the pulley system right here. This looks really cool, and this is what goes at the top of him. So looking back into the box, we have a hand with a joint. The wood texture on here is awesome, and it looks very realistic and similar to wood. Looking back in the box, we have another piece. Okay, this is his leg and the shoe, which again, I love the wood texture this has got. They did an awesome job of that. Here is his other hand. Again, the detailing is remarkable. So over here I can see his clothing, which looks awesome, even if it's just in the plastic. Now off to the side, we have his main control box and just a bunch of wires and forms and stuff like that. Over here we can see the most exciting part, his head, which is massive. That is awesome. I love the wood texture again on his head. This is awesome. The detail they went into on the eyes, everything is just amazing on this head. And over here, we have his hat. This is the same material as, the clown shoes, etc. Here we have a Velcro to attach it to his head. Here we have one of the last parts, his wooden shoe and leg, which is again on a joint. Here we can see his poles, which all have these kinds of bolts here, which is going to make him very secure. And last, but definitely not least, we have his base, which has this little support for his poles, I would assume. Starting off with our first part, labeled A, his base. Setting this down. His base is huge. Definitely way bigger than most, but I can understand why. He's a huge prop. So starting off, after we put down the base, we will put pole B on first. Now there is a screw that you put onto the back of the pole. Just make sure it's nice and tight on there before putting on your other pole labeled C. Now before you put these poles on, don't forget to take off the bolts. I'm gonna snap lock this other one on now and just screw it in just like we did on pole B. Just like so. Now after we've put these poles on, we're gonna find the support on the base and just put that on. Now this is quite the tough support to put on, but if it's hard to put on, then that's great because we don't want it coming out. So your next step after putting the poles and support on is to put the control box on. This is very interesting. I've never seen a control box attached like this, but just like so. Now your next step is to put on his clothing. Now I'm gonna unvelcro for convenience, just so I can get it over. And I'm gonna connect the top Velcro just so that it doesn't fall off or anything like that. So for the next step after the clothing, you're gonna wanna put the shoes on, but the fork prong does have a cotter pin that you need to remove. Now feed it through the leg pant. Put the fork prong on here, through the prongs on the side. Here's where you're gonna need a cotter pin again. Just like so, super easy to put in. Now there is a slit in the leg. You will want to get the hook through that because that is how the strings attach. Just like so, super easy. Once again, time to do the next leg. So now we're going to put on the next leg using the same method that Jacob did, which is to feed it through his pant. We're just gonna feed it through, as I said. So now that we've gotten the prong through his pant, we're just gonna put it into the prong holders right here on his hip loops. Just like so, and we do have a cotter pin to attach, just like that, and we're already done with that leg. For the next step, we're gonna put his left hand on. There was a cotter pin on here, but I took it off. Just put it through the prongs like this, super easy. Just like the legs, you're gonna grab your cotter pin and put it through. Just like that. Now we're gonna put on his right hand. Now we're just gonna take out the cotter pin before we do anything. Now we're gonna thread his arm through the sleeve. This is not a very tricky process at all. You just gotta kind of push it up the arm. And I'm just gonna guide it through the arm. I put it into the connector here and put on the cotter pin. Again, this is super easy. You just find this notch here and put it through, just like that. Super, super easy. For the next step, we're gonna put his actual head on. This is huge. I love the way it looks. This is a good connector. I like the way that they've been using the thick poles and snap locks recently. We're just gonna snap lock that on. Super, super simple. So now we're going to attach pole D to the top of this wooden cross thingy. Now we're just gonna take out the screw here. Now we are going to snap lock these two pieces together after taking the screw out. Just like that. Now we're gonna grab the screw and just put it in and make sure it's nice and secure. So you'll notice two wires coming out from his poles, one from the cross thingy and one from this pole. We're just gonna attach these, just like so. And while we're at it, we're also going to attach it to the rest of the poles we have behind him. Just get the snap lock, just like so. Now we're gonna screw this last pole in. Yep, just like so. You'll notice some wires back here. We're just gonna connect them up real quick. Just like so. His head has the same kind of connector as the one coming from the body. Super easy to recognize. And last but not least, we're gonna connect his sensor. Just like so. And coming back here again, we'll just quickly plug his adapter in, set him on a desired mode, and set his volume. Just like so. Now Velcro everything back up. And now, for the final step of this setup, we're gonna put on his legs and hands using the hooks coming from the strings and attach them to the little loopholes on his hands. Now, we're gonna do the same for the legs. Just attach the hook to the loops. Just like so. Just like so. Now, let's get into the demo. He looks awesome, and it really looks like he's actually wood, which is super impressive. Now, we're gonna insert the coin.
Who's the puppet and who pulls their strings? We'll soon find out when you're asleep tonight. I found some scissors to cut me down from here, and then I'll string you up in my place. Why, it's as simple as that. We'll have so much fun together. At least I will. Haty, haty, everyone. Want to hear a song? Let me sing it for you. Oh, I know a naughty child who was so very bad. He ate up all my candy and made me real mad. So when I get free, I'm gonna fix him good. He's gonna bump heads with this block of wood. Let that be a lesson, kids. Don't be a blockhead. Hi there, kids. You're a lovely sight. Here's a spooky tale to fill you up with fright. I'm a puppet who's trying to get unbound. So when you're fast asleep, I'm gonna roll around. Think twice before you laugh at me, 'cause you'll be funnier hanging from these strings. I've got a frightening fairy tale to tell you before you go to bed tonight. Once there was a handsome puppet that was so friendly that he gave you a big hug. This made you happy because you're the villain in the fairy tale and nobody likes you. Don't worry, I'll be your friend forever. No strings attached. Oh boy, you finally made it! I pulled some strings to get you here. Please come hang out with me and I'll loop you in on the disturbing things that we have going on around here. They say a maniac is on the loose, but I wouldn't want to string you along with some awful rumor. But just in case, let me hide behind you.
That is all for today's video. We hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing and setup of Bobby Strings. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.